Here we have the 15-minute price chart for AMC Entertainment Holdings Incorporated, stock ticker AMC. This is the shorter term time frame. So what we're going to be doing here is looking at some potential price levels that can be identified for real-time actionable trades next week, sort of a game plan for the week ahead. But first, the first thing I wanted to do here was point out some idiocy that I've seen in other YouTube channels here. There's one guy in particular that seems to post on a regular basis, clickbaiting people into thinking that a short squeeze is happening tomorrow for whatever random reason he finds on the internet. He does seem to kind of point to a lot of other posts that people make rather than coming up with his own ideas. He just kind of looks for things other people say and then tries to use that as evidence that the short squeeze is going to happen on a certain at an exact time. I'm not going to call this person out specifically. You guys have been very good actually at figuring out who it is I'm talking about without me even mentioning any names. This guy is extremely ghetto in my opinion. I'm going to avoid calling him out specifically because I don't know how much of a back and forth that's going to create. A lot of time tends to get wasted with those types of exchanges here. But what I saw in this video, this guy's pointing out, he's pointing to this post on X here. It says just in 639 million leveraged crypto positions liquidated in just 24 hours. Okay, and then he tries to somehow connect this to AMC stock. Okay, let me just start here by saying these two assets have absolutely nothing to do with one another. Zero. Not even a little bit are they connected. And what this person did here is he tries to connect. He goes back to the previous AMC short squeeze, and then he says, right before that there was a major decline in Bitcoin. It's complete nonsense. Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies are extremely volatile assets. They have many rallies and many declines. Declines have happened many, many times in the past with Bitcoin. How many times have we heard the phrase Bitcoin winter or crypto winter or something along those lines? And how many times have those events been followed by a short squeeze in AMC stock? Yeah, almost never. It almost never happens. It happens much more often than not. So the suggestion somehow that these two types of events are connected in any way is complete nonsense. It's 100% clickbait. I don't know. I don't think this guy graduated high school. I think he got his GED in jail. I think he was probably in jail for 6 months. They caught him selling weed or something. So they put him in county jail for 6 months and he got his GED to better himself. I don't think this guy knows very much about anything. I think he's trying to clickbait people into ridiculous videos that just kind of stoke optimism and don't really mean anything. Okay, so just moving back to reality here a bit, we have to look at the price charts themselves and to try to figure out where bounces are most likely to occur here going forward. So, if we do see some downside selling pressure to start the week, maybe in the broader market, it's quite possible that we could see prices fall back toward this, back below the $5 mark, and possibly to this 496 level, where there would be a bit of price support here and the rising 200 period exponential moving average on the 15-minute chart. This for the most part, I think would represent a fairly strong buying opportunity. Overall, one of my major lines in the sand here comes in at 490. I think that if we do see a break below this level, we're going to be targeting prices a bit lower here, and we could see momentum start to change with a possible decline back toward this 470 level if that were to occur. But for the most part, it's not my outlook because we are seeing a rising indicator condition and the relative strength index, and this does suggest that overall trend momentum here is positive. This does give us a favorable outlook heading into next week. Any instances of shorter term negative bearish momentum have resolved themselves relatively quickly. I mean, we have seen breaks relatively quickly. For example, we can see one here. We can see the market's attempt to generate some downside momentum. But these have tended to not last very long in comparison, to these longer term uptrends in share price momentum. So overall, I would maintain a positive bias here. We can still buy on dips even below $5. I don't really ascribe as much importance to this $5 mark. as much as some people do. I understand it is a psychological figure, and a lot of people like to focus on those levels. Like if we break below $5, maybe that's some, catastrophic news or something like that. I don't find that to be the case. In my view, the, much stronger level of support here comes in below the $5 mark at 490. So, we would really need to see a break below here in order for me to start targeting prices that are a bit lower. But overall, as long as the upward trajectory and share price momentum maintains itself, I do expect to see moves higher here and a breakthrough prior resistance levels, which came in during the July 2nd trading session with highs of 536. So, that would really be the key here, to unlocking the door to these prior spike highs, which we're seeing above 550. So if we're able to see continued upside momentum here, I would expect this current upside trend to continue. We have been calling this trend right from the beginning, right from these these higher lows that were posted back toward this would be the end of June, roughly June 26, somewhere along those lines. So and pullbacks from there have been relatively minimal. I mean, we really haven't seen much downside here. So overall, I do think this does suggest that short sellers are having to kind of position themselves a bit farther and farther back each time. Overall, the 200 period EMA continues to rise. So as long as that happens, I do expect support levels to start developing at higher and higher levels. So that does mean that short sellers will have to kind of push back farther and farther, kind of step back, take a step back, in order to identify possible levels where they can re-enter the market, and try to establish new positions to the downside. Overall, it doesn't really look favorable here because we are still recovering from these more massive declines. So, currently, I think the outlook here does remain focused on the upside. Mostly due to the fact that shorter term trends in negative momentum have been relatively short term in nature, not able to sustain themselves for very long. And it does look like the short side of the market does have to position itself at higher and higher levels from here. So this is the current market outlook for AMC Entertainment Holdings, stock ticker AMC.